In this video, I'm going to share with you 40 things that every company can do that will effectively give each employee essentially $50,000 worth of perks without having to spend a dime. Number one, automatic contribution to the 401k plan. In our company, we do 3%. So whatever your salary is, don't even worry about it. We'll just automatically contribute 3% of your salary to your retirement plan. And even if you don't put anything in, by the end of your career, you will still have a sizable retirement plan on top of your Social Security. Number two, Bitcoins, the new lottery tickets. When an individual buys Bitcoin, it's scary, especially the risk-averse people, right? And then for a company, it's already giving out money anyways. Might as well give them something like a little exciting. And if it goes up, the employee is happy. If it goes down, what do they lose? A couple lattes? Number three, life insurance. That will mean so much, especially for the people who have young kids. It costs the company so little, but the peace of mind is so great. Number four, a flexible health insurance plan. One option to give employees is if you can opt out of the insurance plan and just give a cash bonus. A lot of employees love that because maybe their spouse already works for a different company that will cover their health insurance. So why pay double? Number five, breakfast. Why is commuting to work so annoying? Well, because you have to spend the extra time. And on top of the commute, preparing breakfast is a chore as well. So if the company can provide simple breakfast, cereal, a breakfast bar, then it saves everybody half an hour per day. Number six, dry cleaning and laundry. If you work in a professional setting or if you work in any setting that requires you to wear a costume, like this one, for example, it takes a lot of time to get everything ready to look this good. If the company requires you, then the company should compensate you for it. Number seven, a personal assistant. Have you read The 4-Hour Workweek? A lot of employers are terrified if their employees read it, but they're thinking about it the wrong way. They're afraid that their employee is going to figure out a way to outsource all their work and they're only working 4 hours when you're paying them 40 hours. Think about that. You're thinking about it the wrong way. If your employee can figure out a way that you can't figure out to outsource their work to do it in 4 hours instead of 40 hours, you just locked in this employee for life. They achieved ultimate success. So how do you help the employee achieve that 4-hour, 8-hour, or 20-hour work week? Well, get a good personal assistant. Help them find the help that they need to make their job easier. Number eight, tech upgrades. It's so annoying to have to get a new computer, a new phone every couple years, or every year for that matter. Number nine, help your employee start a business, a side gig, something. You have all the resources and knowledge. Help them succeed. Number 10, help your employee improve their resume so they can get the next best job. Okay, I know it's kind of ironic. This video is supposed to be how to retain employees, but if you have a plan to help your employee to get the next best job, then they might be willing to stay a little bit longer. 11, help your employee get certified. Increase their knowledge and have them share with the rest of the company. It helps them, it helps you. You already have it in your budget anyways. If they're interested in it, compensate them for it, cover it, and they will be pretty happy. 12, networking. Everybody knows how important it is to network. You are constantly invited to network. Well, instead of you going to all the networking events, bring your employees along with you or send them to these networking events. 13, work remote privileges. Encourage the employee to work remotely for a certain time during the year so that they can go on vacation in Hawaii or wherever they are in the world. And as long as they're getting the job done, then it will be a-okay. 14, new office. Give them the option to create a new environment, whether it's their own desk space, their own monitors, or the entire office and do a big remodel. 15, a home office. Maybe the employee doesn't want to come to the office and maybe they don't want to go on vacation. Then help them design their room so that it's the ultimate home office. Maybe provide them some consultation to an interior designer. Maybe give them a $2,000 budget to design the home office. 16, be flexible with your holidays. As long as the work is getting done, why be so strict on the holidays? If they have PTO, be more flexible in approving it. As long as they're responsible, just let it be. 17, credit cards. Let each employee have a credit card and manage a certain expense and they could just make their own decisions, have that kind of autonomy. Why go through 4 layers of red tape when you just need to buy a $10 coffee maker because it's already rusting from the inside out?
It's state of the art though. All you gotta do is put in your order and it does the rest.
Coffee.
18, a courtesy credit allowance. Let each employee have a certain allowance to treat customers according to what they think best. Sometimes give a $100 discount here. Sometimes give a $500 discount there. Sometimes being able to buy a gift for the customer because they heard a sob story and they felt bad for them, and so they want to do that. Just allow the employees to make decisions that's best for the customer and best for the company. That will give them a lot of autonomy and they will feel good about their power. 19, keys. Give the keys of the office to the employees. Give the access of company equipment to the employees. A lot of companies are super strict on access to so many things, afraid that employees will abuse it. Having access to all these really good equipment that the company invests hundreds of thousands of dollars in, and then the employees are able to use it for their own personal benefit, that's huge. 20, up the fail rate percentage allowance. What does that mean? If you want employees to take risks and make mistakes, you have to give them the freedom to make mistakes without being punished, right? So if they're taking on a new project, if they're executing something, it's not going to be perfect. If you just up it from 5% to 10% and letting them know exactly what are the things that they can mess up on, then they might be able to take bigger risks. And maybe they will surprise you in doing something pretty amazing.
Wow.
21, bonuses. I know in this video I'm saying that the company doesn't have to spend more, but hear me out. If a company has to hire somebody and you're hiring a headhunter, if that headhunter finds a perfect candidate for you, you are giving the headhunter about 25% of that new employee's salary. If you just give your own employee that headhunter bonus so that they can find the perfect fit for your company, that is a huge bonus. 22, roles. An employee, especially in a small to mid-sized company, sometimes have to wear multiple hats. If an employee is willing to wear more than one hat, 2 hats, 3 hats, what I mean is if they're willing to be the accountant at the company, if they're willing to be the sales and the R&D and the web designer and the CFO for that matter, if they're wearing different hats, and if in another situation you would have to hire another person just to do that job, then give that salary to them. And it actually would save the company a lot more because you're not really paying double the salary. You might just be increasing it by $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And if you have to hire somebody, it would be like $80,000 to $100,000. 23, stocks, profit sharing. I know a lot of companies, most companies are not publicly traded and they don't have stock options. But why limit those companies from giving out profit sharing benefits? The idea of stocks is basically if the company is doing well, then the stockholders will either get a dividend or the value of the company is going up, so they're getting richer. So if you can incentivize the employees to make the company better and better, and if the company is getting paid more and more and having higher and higher profits, give a little bit of that to every employee. That you can do without being publicly traded. 24, voting rights. Very similar to company dividends, but giving the employees a say in how the company spends its money or which direction it goes. The company budget for marketing could be $100,000, could be $500,000 a year. A company budget for improving the brand image or the company environment could be a couple $100,000 a year also. Why let just 1 or 2 people decide? They're probably making some bad decisions anyways. Make it democratic, or in a sense, at least let everybody pitch in. Because when an employee has a say of how to spend $500,000 at a company and they do their research and because it directly benefits them, well then when the company when it actually spends the $500,000, they will feel like they spent $500,000. 25. Cancel the meetings and provide lunch, and do that at the same time. But you need to have the meeting, but you also need to have lunch. So just do a company lunch and have the meeting during lunch. Don't bother people with meetings after meetings. Just have a fun lunch, get really good food, and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 26. Group discounts. It will behoove you as an owner of a company not to know what everybody is spending money on. If you find out that every single one of your employees is spending money at a particular gym, well then why don't you just negotiate a better deal and then give it to all your employees? You are already spending that money anyways, might as well give that perk to everybody. 27, a library. This is the ultimate password hack, right? You have what Netflix account, but then everybody gets to watch it. Well, do that for the company as well. Have a master class. Have all your LSAT books, have all your GMAT books. There's so many resources that the company already buys or have bought over the 10 years. If you just consolidate everything, it's gonna be worth like $50,000. Just give it to all the employees. Here, you can have access to all of these. That's a perk that most companies don't actually do. 28, professionals. Every company hires a bunch of different professionals, but instead of the owners always meeting with them, just have them come to the company and share their expert knowledge with everyone. Have the financial planner that helps you as the company owner also share their secrets to all the employees. You are there listening, but then everybody gets to listen as well, and everybody is better off for that. 29, hire their family and friends. I don't mean nepotism and just hire them for anything. I'm talking about hiring somebody maybe temporarily or part-time or for a very specific task. Maybe there's somebody in their family or friend network that's really have a green thumb and they can make the company super amazing with all the plants around the office. Well, that is a special service, and if you have to go to, I don't know, Home Depot to do it yourself, it's gonna suck and it's gonna cost a lot more, but they can do it.
Did someone say flowers?
30, scholarships. Every company already sponsors all these different small ads here and small ads there for their employees. Why don't you just pull it together and give everybody who have kids a scholarship opportunity and and whoever has good grades or whoever has something, then they will be able to get a little 529 plan for their college. That little bit of gesture helping them invest will go so much farther than just buying a whole bunch of Girl Scout cookies. 31, solve their problems. As a law firm, we can help all of our employees solve their legal problems, whether it's divorce or immigration or starting a business. Those are some things that we're good at. Every company has their expertise. And maybe some people are saying, oh, well, I have a factory. Nobody needs like my factory equipment. Well, if you have a factory, maybe you are constantly flying overseas to meet vendors or to meet other factory owners and suppliers. Well, maybe make a vacation out of it. We have office in Shanghai and Taipei, so we allow our interns to go overseas to intern at our other offices. Just think outside of the box. 32, sabbatical. A lot of companies don't have sabbaticals. They just work, and then if you can't work anymore, then you leave, and then maybe we'll hire you back. But why such rigid thinking? Built-in sabbatical plans. Maybe the employee wants to work until their children is 17, 18, and 19 years old, and they want to take 2 years off sabbatical. Build that in, provide that opportunity, and then once they have their sabbatical, when they come back, then they keep on working. 33, create an internship that's fun. I'm sure having an internship will cost the company more, but the benefits that they will bring to the company will far outweigh the salary that you're paying interns, whether they're in college or in their law school. 34, projects. Fun projects that each employee can execute on their own. Maybe somebody wants to plan a 5K and bring everybody together and go running. Maybe somebody wants to plan a remodeling for the office. Let employees take the initiative to do something good for the company, for themselves. You already have to budget for it, but just let them take the lead. 35, a spring cleaning day. You pay for 1 day out of the whole year where everybody comes together and they don't do a single task of work and they just clean, they just organize, they just make their space better. We do it at home. Why don't we do it at work? '36, a conference vacation. Every company needs to go to conventions or conferences. If the employee has to go, just expand it a little bit and allow them to bring their spouse, and now they get a paid for vacation. 37, define your culture. If your culture is about creativity or if your culture is about making profits, they're usually very, very different. Sometimes it could be the same, but define it very carefully so you can attract the right people with the right mentality. If you want people who are extremely creative at the firm, then you're attracting those people and you want to create the environment to foster that, right? So be very clear with the culture that you want to reward. 38, define your mission statement. What is it about your company? What are you trying to solve? It's not talking about shareholder profits. It's not talking about pleasing the customer. A true mission. Are you doing something good? Are you discovering something true? Are you creating something that's beautiful? Because nobody is ever bored when they're discovering truth, when they're doing good, or when they're seeing beauty. 39, develop a culture of impact and relevance. Nobody wants to be irrelevant. So if they could feel that their work is making an impact on society, on people's lives, and that they are relevant, if they're not just sitting behind a screen and looking at Excel pages all day, and the worst case scenario is that the bottom line is a little bit less, that's not relevance. And 40, create a culture of transparency and meritocracy. There's nothing more demoralizing than you can put in all this hard work and not be recognized and pass up for promotion and again because of company politics. That sucks. You want to kill that. Now, I can boil all 40 of these down to just one thing for you, okay? Be a good manager, because all these things might apply to some people, but it might not apply to others. But if you are a good manager, if you are a good leader, if you know exactly what your employees need and what they're after, and you care for them, you will come up with the best package. Forget about these 40 things. You will come up with another 40 that's better for them. And if you are a good manager, they will stay, because people are not staying for the salary or the benefits. They're staying because of you. And that's it for this video. I guarantee if you apply these principles and you apply these perks, you don't have to spend more money, but your retention rate for the company will be so much higher. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more like this, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and leave a comment if you have anything that I completely missed. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.